Flat out, first off, is interest. They were definitely the most interested, and I think that comes down to kind of the situation in the running back room. As it seems like, hey, they have B Rob over here, but hey, if we could bring in another back to kind of be that tandem and continue to add some leadership to the team, then that's why I thought it was another good fit for myself too to come into a new team with new coaches and kind of a younger running back room. I have not yet. Oh, I'm looking down here. You guys are up here. I have not yet. So I'll be reaching out here pretty soon, though.
Hey, Austin, John Kine from ESPN. I'm curious that this team has signed you have Zach Ertz, Bobby Wagner, veterans who have been around a little bit, provide that leadership. What do you feel you guys can add to a team that's trying to rebuild a program here?
Yeah, well, from first appearance as we got here, the energy seems to be really high, which is great because I believe the leadership comes from the top down as far as what culture you're trying to set, and you can bring players into that have been around the league that can help spread that culture and hold the standard on the field. But it takes the entire organization to be all in on it. And so when you have leadership that comes in and can hold that standard and have been around the league, and you bring coaches that have the same type of energy, then you can really create a special culture that goes and helps win the games. It's not necessarily the stuff that is measurable, but it's the stuff that helps you increase the things that are.
And what do you feel you add as a player?
Wow, a lot. It depends on what you're asking about. I'll give you a couple off the top, though. Just as far as a playmaker, I'm gonna score some touchdowns for you. That's for sure. If you can get me in the red zone and find a way to give me the ball in some space. As far as a leader, I'm gonna bring some energy. You're gonna hear me at practice. You're gonna hear me in the locker room. You're gonna hear me talking to the young guys. You're gonna hear me bringing people along. You're gonna find me in the weight room all the time, and also pushing people in there as well. And really, I really take pride in helping people be the best version of themselves, but starting with myself first. And so that's what you're going to get when you have me on the team.
Hey, Austin, Scott Abraham, ABC 7, welcome to Washington. I think a lot of fans can appreciate almost your underdog story in a sense, going undrafted, Division II football. How have you kind of embraced that role, and does that kind of re-energize you now coming from LA to Washington?
Yeah, I wouldn't say, well, first off, thank you. Nice meeting you. I wouldn't say it re-energizes me. I would say it just energizes me. It's what has given me energy for as long as I've been in the league. I've had everything to prove every single year, and especially my first year as a rookie, undrafted, wearing number 3, running down on punt and kickoff, and really been able to build up a reputation for myself by embracing the role that I had at the time and doing it so well that they wanted to give me more responsibility. And so that's how I've been able to build myself up. So I 100% represent the underdogs out there and the people that are always trying to continue to build themselves up into a role where they see themselves, but maybe aren't there yet. And, I'll continue to be that representation. I love wearing that because it's so important, because it's not just football. It's bigger than football. It goes into life in general, where people are trying to move themselves forward. And, it's tough, and you don't always have the best circumstances. But guess what? There's people like myself that have been examples of not having the best circumstances, but still finding a way. And I just encourage other people to try to do the same.
And Austin, as you know, this franchise has a long storied history. Unfortunately, over the last couple of years, has some struggles. But what is it like for you to be in this position to maybe be part of the solution to help revitalize this franchise and put her in the right direction?
Yeah, we're in the business of sports, and in the business of sports, you're going to go through ups and downs depending on coaches and players and staff and support. There's so much that goes into the ecosystem of sports, and you're always trying to be the most competitive that you can possibly be and trying to sustain that for as long as you can. But unfortunately, as we even experienced last year with the Chargers, go through some down years. And so you try to bring in a new chemistry, new players to try to turn it around. And that's exactly what we have going on here. And so I'm excited to do it. I've seen it done before with actually Coach Lynn as my head coach, where we made a couple runs to the playoffs or a run to the playoffs. And so I know it's been done before. I've seen it. We saw it last year too with the Texans, how they went through their season and had a bounce back season. So it's been done before, and those things that have been done before can be done again. And so I'm looking forward to, bringing some energy over here and getting ourselves on the right path, and it doesn't have to take long. So I think we can get something going this year.
Got time for 2 more.
Hey, Austin, Ben Standing with The Athletic. Welcome to town.
Thank you.
I know there was a lot going on with the Chargers last season. By the numbers, this was not for you a season that matched the previous couple. What kind of, I guess for you, what led to some of that, and how do you kind of prepare for this season to have a statistical rebound?
Yeah, we had a different philosophy with our new coordinator, and then we also had just a different philosophy. It seemed like with our offense last year, where it was, hey, we're going to throw the ball down the field, we're going to run downhill, and that was the philosophy we went with. And I think it was just different for my type of play style and where I am strongest at, and it had obviously effects on just my career there in my last year, and then also dealing with some injuries. I had a high ankle sprain week 1. Come out the gates, 150 yards, a touchdown, and then whack, high ankle sprain, and then I'm out for the next 4 weeks, and then come back and then sprain my other ankle, and so just trying to battle through. I'm not trying to make excuses because I'm on the field. If you're on the field, you got to give it all, and there you have an expectation. And so it's something that I've tried to push through as much as I could, and unfortunately, wasn't as good of a year as I've had in the past. But as one of the greats used to tell me, Philip Rivers, Nunc Chepe, which means begin again, and is exactly what we're going to be doing here in Washington, is beginning again. Looking forward to it.
Austin, this is Chick Hernandez from WUSA 9. What was the pitch to come here with obviously your former coach Lynn and Dan Quinn? What was the pitch and what hit you that I needed to be here?
Yeah, it was just an opportunity, hey, to come in and be this two backfield, back where I was feeling the best in my career, with Melvin Gordon and I when I was going through my first contract, and that really was intriguing to me, and just the philosophies, being in a room with Coach Lynn as well, as far as a running back coach. This man is an absolute guru, so just being back in a room with him, I know will definitely keep me focused, keep me locked in, and give me the best opportunity to push myself as a player, and so that was the opportunity and the environment I wanted to be in.
All right, thanks, Austin. East Coast weather, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. We'll be talking soon.
When do you expect Melo?
I think they're going to have Davis next.
Okay.